back with another video. This video is going to be a tactical game model of how Germany could play because their unique selection of players at their disposal and the qualities of these players. So before we start, new to the page is the opportunity to become a member. If you become a member, you get PowerPoints of all the videos, exclusive video content, and direct access to me so we can ask questions, bounce ideas off each other, and we can then put our input to make videos together in the future or to see exclusive content that you guys want to see. So be sure to check that out in the description below, but let's get right into it. So with the back line, I went with Max, Rudiger, Sewell, Kimmich. The double pivot was Kroos, Goretzka, and then the front four was Gnabry, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, and Sané. And in the base on paper, it would look like a 4-4-2, but this was just to improve flexibility and accommodate the qualities of the players to then promote more positional play aspects of these players. So let's get right into it with some of the tactical concepts. So from when building the back, I am picture Goretzka moving further up the field to play through the half space, the width being created on the left side through the fullback, and Kimmich playing as an inverted fullback to then create the double pivot along with Kroos. So from here, against a front three, we would then need to create width through Sané. Kai Havertz would drop into the half space as the forward. So then this would put the defenders in a tough situation on whether they should jump or stay, and then also the fullback on who he should jump to should the ball be circulated. The wingers, if they're pressing out to in, would then have to deal with the ineffective use of their cover shadows in the wide areas, as well as the numerical disadvantage the defense is at when they use a midfield three. So this asymmetric midfield box is one of the key concepts, the asymmetric width on either side and the interactions between the two nines. And if we look at the base structure, we can see the asymmetry in the fullbacks because of the use of the inverted fullback of Joshua Kimmich. So we have our first line of build-up with our width through our fullback. We have our asymmetric midfield box with a four-man midfield with heavy emphasis on the half space. And because of the asymmetric width created by Sané and Max, we have the potential for Timo Werner to also drop, which would more than likely elicit a jump from the center back, then increasing space in behind for Gnabry to make these narrow runs across the face of the fullback or direct runs in behind to then always have a threat in behind as well. So that was kind of the theory on the asymmetry and whatnot. So moving into the midfield third now, we can see the 3-2 build-up shape, similar structure now, but now Timo Werner will have a more central role with Kai Havertz, and this is just to increase the mobility of Kai Havertz to run behind, get Timo Werner, but more than often Timo Werner will stay higher and play on the shoulder of the defenders to make runs through the half space to be a threat in behind. Then we have Max coming in, being a left-footed player. It'll be at the Germans' advantage to use a left-footed player in the left half space, and then we can see in the wide areas with the wide center backs, we can see now the mutual help space that's created as I just draw it out for you. We have game situation rondos and diamond structures through the half spaces through the wide areas to then exploit numerical superiority when the wide center backs get the ball with Kroos and Kimmich, and then Goretzka and Havertz through the midfield. And now, looking against a deeper low block, we have our 3-2 buildup as we have, and that's a consistency with the German team. I think they would do really well to build with three in the back to give them a little more stability in their defensive transition as well as their circulation phase of possession. So from here, this is when their shape starts to change. We have Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, and I really struggled to put Kai Havertz there and not Gundogan. Those two could be interchangeable. I would probably go with Gundogan, honestly, over Kai Havertz at the moment because of the form. But for simplicity's sake, we're going to leave Kai Havertz in. So we now have a midfield three because of our front two pinning the back four, creating an overload in this left half space. So when the ball goes into wide areas, we have our 2v1 targeting the assist zone on either side. Targeting the assist zone, and this is the same on this side just with Kai Havertz. So when the ball is played, Timo Werner would be there, and then Kai Havertz would then be in the blind spot of the defenders, giving him the advantage to make runs in the box and get on the end of a cutback or cross. Now, with this strong side, with players like Goretzka creating the overload, we have also the potential to then drive forward with possession and try and attract pressure from the opposing team's midfield. And this is what it would look like when Max would drive forward with the ball. The players would shift, and now we would have an increase in space for players like Goretzka, Werner, and the wide structure to then break down and break through the defense's low block. So these are a few concepts I'll talk about. And if you want to become a member, you'll get a full write-up of the tactical analysis with exclusive content and descriptions of how these concepts would then play out. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.